We are here for an hour to really explore this fascinating subject of enhancing your energy perception. Now I'm going to go for the next hour together. We're going to be exploring that. First, I want to make sure that everybody is, yep, I can. Let me just check here. I'm just doing a little bit of the, yep. Technology is always an exciting thing, isn't it? I want to invite you to make sure that you've got a drink with you. We are only together for an hour, sure, but we're going to be moving lots of energy. We're going to be working big places in your awareness. And that means I want you to stay hydrated. We're going to learn how your energy affects everything about you, and your energy depends on hydration. So I've got water, I've got some lovely herbal tea. So please make sure that you are also looking after yourself. All right. So I want to pull up some info for you here. Give me a minute. All righty. You again are going to give me a thumbs up when you can see the slideshow that I want to be sharing with you. Okay. And be there. Fabulous. We are good, I believe. Let me check. I don't want to keep going until, yeah, thank you, Jenny. You're letting me know that it looks good. So as we are joining together to really work with our energy, let's take a moment just to really come to our center. I don't know what you've done today, but I've had a beautiful day. I've had an autumnal day, but it's been busy. So let's take this moment, pop your hands, maybe over your heart, maybe over your belly, wherever it feels really good for you. And allow your breath to nourish you. You don't have to change anything about it. Just allow your breath to fill your lungs, maybe even fill your belly. That oxygen is going to be carried through every single one of your cells, every single one of your energy systems. As we join to really learn and share together. One more full breath here, in and out. And inviting you to leave any worries, any stresses, anything that's been potentially pressing on you. Invite them to pause, to dissolve, even if only for an hour, so that we can share this time consciously together. All right. So we are together this week. I hope you can make Wednesday and Friday as well, because today I'm going to be talking how to really enhance your energy perception for that capacity to be connected. But on Wednesday, I want to look at ways that we can really expand your intuition, one of the most powerful forces that is always within you, always around you. You are literally hardwired for perception and intuition. And then on Friday, we're going to be looking at how your intuition and perception help you align with your soul path. That's a big word, soul path. It can be a bit, ooh. But what I mean by that is how to align to whatever it is that you're here to do in your life. And who knows? Who knows what that is? But when you're able to really align to your soul path, not find it, your soul path is always there. It's been there since the moment you were born and way before, but align to it so that you feel empowered to make choices, empowered to really explore the fullness of your life, free from those places of deep anxiety or fear or the deep vulnerability that can come when we don't feel like we are aligned. And I want to give a really big thank you. You're here because you were one of the 2,500 people that downloaded my new book. And I love that book. I really, really hope you do too. Let me know in the comments what you think of it. But as I was writing it, elements are a vibration, and you resonate in your absolutely unique vibration. It's what makes you who you are. It determines, well, hopefully you've read the book, so you know what it determines, but it determines so much about how you show up in the world and how you experience the world. So thank you for downloading it. Thank you for reading it, and let me know what you think of it. Now, whenever I teach about energy, which is my entire life, then one of the things I'm always really keen to make sure that you know is that energy isn't something out there or something just in you or something that you think about once in a while. Everything you are is energy. Everything. Every thought you have is affected by your energy, is created by patterns in your energy. Every experience, every way that you think, every way that you feel, therefore even everything that you say is because of how your energy is moving. There's nothing at the level of the body, the mind, or your soul that isn't energy. And that's why being able to understand it means that you can transform literally everything about your world. And that makes me really excited, because when we have that capacity, when we're empowered in that way ourselves, we can change everything about some of the things that aren't quite working in our world right now. So individually, you become empowered in your life, but collectively, the more and more of us who are working with understanding our energy, understanding our ability to be empowered, then wow, we can really change how we're experiencing the world. And just a little bit about me, in that I was born able to perceive energy. I can see it, I can sense it, I can hear it. I didn't lose that. I truly believe that all of us are born with that capacity. We're energetic beings, yeah? Being a baby, we have to navigate our way through life. And when you navigate your way through life, it's instinctive, it's intuitive, it's natural for you to do that with energy understandings. It's simply that as we go through our schooling, maybe even in your family, then understandings about energy aren't shared. Yeah, it's not that your mum said to you as you were a little one in your stroller or walking down the street with you, like, oh, I can really see that your aura is vibrant and beautiful today. We don't have this kind of language. And yet actually, for me, growing up, totally normal. And I use that knowledge of energy every day. Today, when I was busy working this afternoon, I thought, oh, I've lost my center a little bit. I just need to rebalance. I did a very, very simple practice, came back into myself, deepened my groundedness, and easily adjusted to feel in my fullness. Last week, when I was with a friend, I noticed that she was getting irritated by the lights in the cafe. The lights were really beginning to him, and maybe you've experienced that yourself. But I was able to say to her, oh, your aura is not buffering you anymore from the lights. Your energy field around you is literally kind of disappearing before my eyes. So let's do a quick practice. Let's use some visualization and enhance your aura. And then the lights didn't bother her. The noises that had begun to penetrate her didn't happen. So these simple examples of ways that when you're able to understand and perceive your own energy or that of that energy around you, you can make fundamental tweaks, fundamental tiny practices that change your daily experience. It means you don't have to move into stress. You don't have to move into that effort of surviving, and you can really thrive in your own life. So today, I want us to look a little bit more at why perceiving energy is helpful. Helpful is a very small word. I would say essential, invigorating, rejuvenating, and then how we can perceive it. And I want to share with you two of my favorite practices for making sure that you're in your biggest capacity to perceive your own energy, your biggest capacity to understand how it's affecting you. And then also how to take that practice to a deeper level. And I want to talk to you a little bit later about an opportunity to learn even deeper with me. And then we're going to look at your questions. I want to answer your questions about energy. I know there's hundreds and hundreds of us together this evening. I won't be able to answer them all, but we'll have an explore of some of the big themes that are coming up for you. Now, sometimes when I'm talking about energy, people are curious about why it's relevant, And for me, we're in, well, we could say it in all kinds of ways, but we're in a challenging place within our evolution as a society right now, aren't we? There aren't many places of society, our judicial systems, financial systems, environmental systems, where we can look at and say, that's brilliant. We as a global collective are thriving right now. For most of us, if not every one of us, we recognize that there's big challenges. There's big challenges. There's big uncertainty. We're going through very big transitions, aren't we? And you know, I have total faith that we will get there. I don't have any doubt about that. But we have a big leap in consciousness to take before we're really achieving the kind of changes that we need to bring about so that our children and our children's children and so on are living in a world that's much more harmonious. And at the moment, what I perceive is that most people feel very disempowered. And because we feel disempowered, then we can feel hopeless. I mean, the statistics on depression, big physical chronic problems, cancer, heart disease, the statistics on suicide, youth suicide. I mean, we know them, so I'm not going to bring them in here, but we need to find new tools. We need to find new tools so that we can navigate our own lives in much deeper balance, in much deeper vitality. That's why my life passion is really bringing forward energy understandings. Because when you understand your energy, you know that you're never alone and you cannot be separate. So that sense of belonging and connectivity comes in because you have the deeper wisdom around how external energy affects you, how you can manage and nurture your own energy. And it helps you understand yourself, understand other people, understand the world around you. And that feels really important right now, really important that we can experience that empowered hope, empowered choice. When you're able to understand your energy, you can make real active choices. And that's a pretty special place to be. Because currently we have a kind of myth or belief in our world that we're separate. And actually, your energy is always communicating, always connective. which means not only you're affected by things, but you can affect them. You can be the person walking down the street with your energy system radiating balance, radiating health. And that doesn't just affect you and all of your loved ones, but it affects every person around you, and not just people. It affects every energy. So the trees, the plants, the animals. That place of interconnectedness is hardwired into every single one of us. So let's just define perception. If we looked it up in a dictionary, it would tell us that it's the ability to see, hear, or become aware of something through your senses. And when I talk about energy perception, I mean exactly that. I mean, being aware of the energy that is around you and within you, and the places of exchange, and the places where you want boundaries, the places where it's important that your energy is really containing you. It's not merging with all of the electromagnetic pollution or the negativity of perhaps other people or places that you may be in. So it's being aware of those energetic understandings and vibrations. Because everybody, I've taught energy perception to thousands of people now. And I've met hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people. And every single person has that ability to perceive energy. And when I say that, if I could see your faces now, there may be some of you who's like, I'm not sure I do. But you do, and you did when you were younger. So I've learned over the more than decade I've been teaching about energy perception and intuition, that actually a big part of my job as a guide for you is to help you remember, help you unlearn some of the blocks, some of those energetic or consciousness habits that make you think, I can't. So that's always a big joy in actually helping that unravel so that you can really align yourself to your perception, your intuition. And one of the ways that we've all experienced it is that sense of just having a feeling that somebody is looking at you as you're walking down the street or wherever you are. And let's remember it. We all know it. We get that sense, oh, I think someone's looking at me. And you just kind of play it cool. You keep walking. But there's a part of you that is maybe a little unsure about it. You keep going. And then you turn and look in a direction just as somebody quickly looks away. We've all experienced it. And it's because that energy of the person looking at you is communicating directly into your energy field. Your energy field's picking it up. Of course it is. You've got a super wise energy field. It's picking you up and it's helping your mind translate it. So you do that. We all do that. We are born to understand our energy. And one of the ways that we do that is through our senses. It's the place where our aura and our chakras bring in the information and actually move it into our sense places. So our eyes, ears, that ability to touch, smell, tasting. And each of those have different ways of being defined in the world of perception. And you may know, for example, the word clairvoyance just means clear sight or clear seeing. But in clear, we mean that you're seeing more than just the physical matter. So clairaudience, clear hearing. Do you perhaps hear things that someone hasn't said? They've spoken a sentence, maybe you've asked them how they are, and they say, oh yeah, I'm doing fine, thanks. And you hear immediately, that's not truth. You've got clear hearing. You don't just take it at a surface level. Or maybe clairsentience, your body, your amazing, amazing physicality, those gut hunches, that way of knowing deep in yourself that you need to call someone, you need to pick up that phone because they're on your mind in some way and you feel that in your body that you need to contact them. The place where perhaps you're walking along and you feel, I get a sense of knowing of this place. I have a sense of familiarity. I feel it. So that would be clairsentience. Clairalliance, when you smell things. Many people feel that they can smell cancer. Many people feel that they can smell the elements. If someone is a very fiery person, for example, and they have a friend who is clairalliant, clear smelling, then that person can smell the kind of sizzling. They can smell the scorchedness of a fire. And clairgustance, clear tasting. Maybe if we think elementally, maybe if someone, I know I can talk about the elements because you've read this book, but maybe if somebody is very metal, they're holding that beautiful vibration of metal, then maybe a friend who's clairalliant will get the taste of a kind of metallic taste in their mouth. And then claircognizant. All of those of you, and I know there'll be a huge amount of you, who just know something. You just know that you should do X, Y, or Z. You just know that today you need to. So that sense of knowing, you just know that you've got to call that friend, or that this bookshop is exactly the one that you need to go in to find the one thing that will be transformative for you. So all of these, and it's not to say that you're only one, you are all of them, but some of them will be much more prominent for you than others. Ooh, let's go back to that one. And the reason you have this amazing, clear seeing, sensing, knowing is because your energy fields are continually picking up on information. Your energy is connected into that great big web of life, and that you are translating it. It's picking up. You're bringing it in. I like to think of it as the way that your individual soul and the world soul connect, the way they communicate. So when you learn the language of your energy and perception and intuition, you learn the language of your soul. And you can do most beautiful things in your life when you become not even skilled in that language, when you open the door to it and you begin to understand more and more and more each day. And one thing that's really important to understand is that your energy aligns to whatever it is that you pay attention to. That's really key understanding when we think about perception. So because then your energy aligns to it, then your life aligns to whatever you pay attention to. And the more and more empowered you are to move into those bigger places of aligning with joy, aligning with hope, aligning with health, physical health, emotional health, really recognizing that healthcare is soul care. Soul care is healthcare. Bringing that balance that you deeply deserve into your life. So there are two things that are really important for your capacity to perceive how you are, how your energy is, and therefore the energy around you too. One of them is grounding, and the other is an energy system that involves your aura, the auric membrane. So that place of groundedness, and when you look at this image here, you can see a beautiful energetic core running through her middle, the beautiful auric membrane all around her. And you can see that sun star and the earth star. Now, both of those connect you into that great web of energy. So being grounded, grounded up, grounded down, grounded through your center is essential for that place of connection, the place of protection, of being really connected in the way that serves you, not affected by things that are going to knock you off your center. And also the place of perception. Without being grounded, then your capacity to really engage with perceiving energy is going to be less. So I want to share a practice with you that is beautiful for helping your systems find that balance and ground. And it's called clearing the clutter. So let's do it all together. There are hundreds of us here, and let's do a big clearing the clutter together. So let's start by placing your hands on your heart and take a breath in, just like we did at the start. And release that breath. Maybe for a minute, bring to mind your own energy pole, how it goes through your center, connects you up, connects you down. And from here, you're going to put one hand, doesn't matter which one, just over your mouth. And you're going to move all the way down the very center of that pole, down to your pubic bone. So you've eased a big, big, big meridian down the center. And now you're going to help get rid of any of the energetic clutter that's stopping you from being able to connect more, stopping you being able to perceive more. And you're going to do that by using one hand and working it like a windscreen wiper all the way down and through that area that you just helped open for your system. You can use one hand, both hands, doesn't matter how, but you're just going to be using them like windshield wipers. And notice the speed that you're going at. Maybe you want to do it a little quicker. Maybe you want to do it a little slower. What feels best for you right now? And even move it a little bit higher up through the face. And when you're ready, you're going to come back down to the pubic bone and just trace all the way back up the body, back to the mouth. Let's do a big, big, big lemniscate here, a big infinity sign or figure 8 lying on its side. And bringing your hands back to your heart. Now, while you're here, I want you to put your mind towards that space beneath your feet. And feel into, do you feel a little deeper in it? Do you feel a little more settled? Do you feel a little more centered within your body? And if the answer is no, that's fine too. Never have any judgments, never have any assumptions. It's great anytime you do an energy practice to check in afterwards. How has it affected you? That's one of the simplest ways to build your energy perception, is to do a practice and check in afterwards. Has anything changed? How do I feel right now? You start to join your subconscious and your conscious understandings. You start to join your energetic understandings. Okay. So let's do another one that can also really help. So I talked to you about that auric membrane. You can see in this image as well, it's like she's in an amazing bubble of her own energy, which you are. Your aura comes out. So let's keep your hands on your heart. Take a good breath in. And just place your hands together. So still in front of your heart, but the palms of your hands together. And as you breathe out, I'm going to invite you to extend your arms out, exactly like you see in that image. I'm going to bring my hands forward a little bit so you can see, but keep your palms facing towards the outside of your body. And when you come back in, breathe in. And just press your thumbs against your sternum a little. Breathing out, stretch your arms back out with your palms extended up at the auric membrane. Breathing in, bring your hands together and press your thumbs into the sternum. Breathing out. So what you're doing right now, you're going to keep that pattern of breathing in as you come to the chest and breathing out. Again, check in with your speed. What you're doing right now is you're expanding the strength and tensility of your aura, and you're powering up that auric membrane. And it can be really helpful for you to think about, visualize, remember that your energy follows your thoughts. It follows where you put your attention. So as you're doing this, then think about that beautiful auric membrane. It's like the skin for your aura. It's the edge of your unique energy field. And as you think about it, I want you to bring a color to mind, a color that you feel, you perceive, you intuit would be helpful for your auric membrane. And as you do this, each time you bring your hands out, imagine that your hands are releasing that color into the aura and into the auric membrane until that entire skin of your aura is filled with that beautiful, nourishing color. Let's do one more full inhalation and exhalation here. And bringing your hands back to your chest. Now this time, I want you to take your attention, keep your eyes closed, keep your hands on your chest. Take your attention to that space between your skin, your body, and that edge of your aura, where your palms were at their extension. Notice, is there anything different? Do you feel a little more spacious? Do you feel like you can breathe a little more fully? And again, if the answer is no, totally fine, no judgment. Just explore that place. Some of the most powerful ways that you begin to perceive your own energy. Oh, feels great to me. My energy feels really enjoyed that. Let me know in the chat, in the bottom there, the little chat button, how yours did. It's amazing how much we can sense. It's amazing how much we can change our energy fields simply by tuning into them, perceiving them in a different way. And it's so vital right now, that place of being able to live your big life. And you know, your big life may be in a vibrant, shouting out loud way, and your big life might be in a very quiet, very authentic, and also magnificent way. Sometimes when I use the words big life, people shy from it. They think, oh no, that can't be me. But actually, you are essential. You are part of this amazing web of life. And when you can claim it, when you can resonate that vibration of not just physical health, but harmony, it changes so much about everything in your world and everything in our world. So I'm grateful that you're here right now. Yes, you are amazing. And I want us to leave some good time for questions in about 10 minutes, 15 minutes or so. But first, I want to talk about if you want to take some of these understandings deeper, because I know for some of you that this live webinar series with the perception, the intuition, and that beautiful soul path alignment will be, you're beginning to get curious and you're dipping your toe in the water. And if that's the case, then that's fabulous. If you're not at all interested in what I'm about to talk about, then that's totally fine. But for those of you, and I know there's many of you because you've asked me to create a program that really takes you deeper into how to understand, how to align to that big, authentic you, how to understand your energy in a way that actually brings about the deep, deep transformation that you are completely ready for, then I want to talk to you about my program, The Alchemy of Intuition. It's a beautiful program that I shared with the world last year for the first time. And this year it feels like, well, I was excited last year, but I'm even more excited this year because I've seen the incredible power of its transformation. I knew it as it was all coming in and as I was beginning to create it. I knew it was an amazing program. But watching, witnessing, supporting people in the profound change that they embraced last year, seeing how it's still moving through them, their families, their communities, makes me very exciting to share it with you here. So let me take 10 minutes to talk about it. And meanwhile, be finding your questions because I will be answering them towards the end. So Alchemy of Intuition, it's a 17-week, really deep dive program. And in it, I get to share with you all of the ways I understand how you need supported so that you can really work with your perception, work with your intuition, and not do so because you want to have great party tricks, but do so that you can empower your life, that you can become that incredible master alchemist. You can really work to find that meet point. I know, well, I really hope that you've experienced times when life has been easy, that you feel like, hey, you're kind of swimming along with the stream. And I also suspect, I know it's been true in my life, when there's been times that is anything but the truth. And my goodness, you were swimming upstream or you're climbing uphill and things just don't seem to be getting that nudge of luck or those places of synchronicity, or you're not able to perceive the opportunities as they present in the everyday. You feel alone. You feel like life is really hard. When that happens, it's because there's deep learnings going on in your system that just need those tweaks, that those energetic patterns, remember we talked about where you put your attention, those energetic patterns are causing you to put your attention in places that are not in alignment with your soul. And so Alchemy of Intuition really works to help align you with those energies of life. And it's your birthright. It's how you should be experiencing that incredible flow through life. And that's not to say there are days when sometimes it feels like, I'm working with stress today, but I know I'm resilient. I know that I can deeply trust that I'm in exactly the right place, exactly where I need to be, and that I'm living my own empowered life. That's the place, the Alchemy of Intuition, I saw make those big changes to people again and again and again. Make sure you're drinking some water. So in those 17 weeks, I've divided it. So actually we work elementally, which is exciting because this year I know that you coming into Alchemy of Intuition will have at least had a chance to have dipped into the Elemental Superpowers book, which means that as we work through the course, we're going to be looking at the elemental energies that pulse through you and in the cosmos of earth, water, fire, and air or metal, to really understand how those energies support you and support you at the level of your physicality, your body, your mind. And by that, I don't mean just your brain. I mean that incredible connected way that your energy carries information, and also at the level of the soul. It truly is it's a deep and transformative course because we weave through those three aspects again and again and again. There's 9 modules. We work every time we work with reflection so that you can really glean the understandings from the modules as well. And one of the things we saw work so well last year was peer support and practice sessions. In fact, I know still that many of the very, very small groups, we put you in peer groups, very small groups, so that you can actually study, practice together to fine tune what I'm sharing with you and bring it forward into your everyday life, as well as course books. Everything's downloadable so that you can keep it and use it. And also, I think we have 11 live classes with me where I love them because I get to really leap you forward in the material that I've shared with you through videos and the course books. And then I'm able to leap you forward into really, fine-tuning that information. I also get to see all of you, which is awesome. It's not like this one where I can't see you, you can see me, but actually we have it in a meeting capacity. So I get to look at your energy and just bring in those small adjustments for you to help you really understand and apply the information. So I'm very proud of it. It's a very beautiful course. And it's starting soon, October the 3rd. And you can join the course for $257 a month for 8 months. That's approximately, depending on the exchange rates, about £200, or one payment of $19.97 and approximately £1,500. And you can see there the link for you to get more information. And one of the things that is available only to you on this call right now and Wednesday and Friday's calls. Essentially, because you downloaded the Elemental book, then if you sign up before Sunday, before midnight of this Sunday, then we get to do an interactive session all about the elements. I want to spend 90 minutes with you so that we can really deep dive, and let me see if I can help you understand what element you are. Let me see if we can work with interactive questions, and I'll be able to see some of you as well, so that, I can leap you forward in your understanding of the elements. So let's have a little, I want to make sure we've got good time for your questions. And I want to invite you at this point to explore how you're able to work with your perception, your intuition, your capacity to engage in your soul path, and whether I can help you more in that. You can see from the reviews here that many people loved it. It was so touching for me. I remember by module 3, one participant told me that for the first time they were able to make choices without fear. I think I cried when I read that one. It's amazing for that individual. She said every choice that she'd made had fear sitting underneath it, and that she finally felt empowered enough to make those choices without fear. In module 4, one woman talked about how We work quite a lot with ceremony in the course as well. Every module we work with I offer you a ceremony that you can work with to actually engage at that level. Of course, ceremony touches the soul in ways that very little else does. So I bring forward ceremonies for fire, for earth, for all of them. And she said a very, very simple practice that I shared with her in the water module very early on in the course completely changed her relationship with her co-workers, with her clients, and with her family members. And she said, such a tiny practice that took maybe a minute a day had transformed her world. So for me, deeply humbling and joyful to understand the way that alchemy of intuition is changing people's lives. And it comes down to me to the very, very simple essence that when you understand your energy, you can transform your world. That's it, in a nutshell. And this is the course that I really teach how to understand your energy. All right, so I've explained the price. I don't want to have anything hidden from you. Explained the price, explained the brilliant early bird offer. I hope that we can get together for that class. And remember that we've got our next 2 live sessions, Wednesday and Friday, same time, same format. I'm going to be sharing with you how to expand your intuition and also how to understand that soul path so that you can feel resilient. All right, brilliant. So now I get to look through questions. Let's have a look. All right. We have the wonderful Jen helping. Okay. So thank you, Jen, for bringing forward some of these questions. Let's have a look. Okay, so a few questions many of you are asking about how to create boundaries while perceiving. So that place of safety. How can you stay open and be protected? Energetically. Actually, you know what? I'm going to stop sharing my screen now so I can, yeah. So energetically, it is very, very simple. And sometimes when I say this and I'm looking at people as I'm teaching, I see that they don't quite believe me because we've been taught that there can be a shield or there's vulnerability. You're either in protection or you're not. And actually, that's not the way your energy works at all. You are designed to be connected and protected. The more you're connected, the more you're protected against anything that isn't in your highest good or doesn't serve your evolution. Every one of your energy systems is in service to you becoming even more you. We evolve every second of the day, don't we? Even on the bad days. We are not the same person that we were at the start of this call. We're not the same person that we were when we woke up this morning. We're always evolving, maybe a tiny bit, maybe having a real aha day and leaping forward in our evolution. But your energy systems are always in service to that evolution. So when it comes to the thought of protection, connection, how do we perceive while feeling safe? How do we perceive while feeling like we're not going to be suddenly exposed to everything and everyone? I know most of you are empaths or highly sensitive people. I know it because there are millions, if not billions of us in the world right now. It is increasing more and more. That morphogenic field, that shifting consciousness is moving hard in our systems. So we're beginning to be much more aware of that. But also that often when you are empathic, when you are highly sensitive to energy, it can be totally overwhelming. So Each of those elements is designed to give you its own form of protection. And of course, we go through it deeper and deeper in Alchemy of Intuition. But even if you only remember the 2 exercises I've shared with you here, that clearing the clutter and the wings of strength, and especially running color through the auric membrane, that will build your aura stronger and stronger so that you can be connected, you can perceive, but you're not going to be totally overwhelmed. You're going to be more and more safe. So remember, your aura creates a good, strong, energetic aura, creates a web, and that web shares information and shares the information that is beneficial to you. That's the key thing to remember there. All right, let's have a look at another question here. Deborah, you say, the book really helped me to understand my gifts and strength more. Yay, I'm so glad to hear that, Deborah. Can you tell us how we can embrace our strengths and gifts more and use them for highest good in our lives from the understandings in your book? I think, Deborah, what I would say to that is that what's really important is that your energy fields hold the vibration of your strengths, yeah? So that there are no blockages to them. When we have blockages or congestion in our energy field, it means we have blockages and congestion in aspects of our life. And in a way, that's totally normal. We're here to continue to learn, to continue to grow into more and more of ourselves, aren't we? So having some blockages, totally normal. But how to work with them, how to bring them more and more in balance so that they dissolve, so that actually we can incorporate those places of old patterns, old habits, energetic blockages, another way of saying that. We can dissolve it and incorporate it into our energy systems back into cohesion and balance and health. So, and when I'm talking about those old patterns and old blockages, I mean everything from physical ailments, chronic illnesses, recurrent patterns that just keep showing up in your body, whether that's exhaustion, whether it's a bad back that keeps going out when you're about to go on holiday or something like that, or also talking about emotional blockages and old patterns. And of course, they show up in a total myriad of ways, don't they? Maybe whatever habits, whatever patterns you have, wherever you can say, oh, I always XYZ, maybe I always choose a partner that betrays me, or I always start a new job and it's not the right one for me. Whatever it is, whatever always, I always get let down. I always trust the wrong person. Doesn't matter what we're talking about. I always feel anxious. I let fear, or fear is a constant companion of mine. I feel hopeless when I read the news. Whatever it is, those places of always, that's an energetic pattern that's stuck. So the more you can bring balance to your energy, then the more not only you perceive, but that your intuition aligns it within you, you align to your soul path. And at that point, you become your new vibration. You know those times when you've walked into a room and you have felt great, and how people responded to you, how you lit them up, how you changed their day because of the vibration you were carrying. So, Deborah, I think that's how you really embrace it. You radiate your strengths through your system. You're aware where you pay attention. And one of your intentions is that you become the embodiment of your strength. And to do that, we also have to work on our challenges, don't we? We've all got them. We've got to work on them. We've got to help bring them into cohesion. We've got to help bring balance in them. I call it the skill of soothsaying. That's a there's 2 modules in Alchemy of Intuition that work with that skill of soothsaying. Soothsaying just means truth telling. When we're able to reveal the truth within us in its absolute magnificence, in its big beauty, when we're able to reveal that truth within us, then those old patterns dissolve. All right, let's see. Okay. Oh, so Jen's letting me know that there's quite a few questions around how to feel more into your primary rhythm. Well, 1, make sure you've read the book. 2, make sure that you have answered the questions on the back, in like one of the last pages of the book. I offer you more questions there to really explore that, including asking your friends how they would describe your superpower strengths or challenges. So do that. It's one of the most informative ways. I really look forward to sharing much more information about it in the early bird bonus webinar so that we can, get some juicy information there. But pretty much the more you know yourself, the more you know your energy, then the more you're able to really bring those elemental rhythms into balance so that those strengths calm and your big superpower of your challenges calm, and those big superpower strengths can be elevated in your system. All right, let's see. Any other questions here? Let's have a little look. Okay. Oh, Ida, you're asking a beautiful question about, you notice some similarities between some of the elemental energies described in this book and some of the soul colors described in a previous book. Are they related? So we talked about your auric membrane. Yeah, well, just before that auric membrane, there's the most beautiful vibration. It comes from deep in the core, and it resonates through all that you are, and it shows the vibration and essence of your soul energy. Such a beautiful, exquisite energy. And your soul energy and the elemental energies resonate in harmony. Of course, it's you. So yes, Ida, there are similarities, but there's also big differences. So maybe, let's say, give an example. So maybe someone with a wood energy. Wood is this incredible, forceful, dynamic, beautiful mover and doer of the world. Maybe that energy has a lot of green in it. That doesn't necessarily mean that the soul color will be green. It may do, but I've seen woods that are violet soul colors, or people with big wood energy that are blues. Also seen them being greens. But it's about energy is vibration. Vibration has its individual resonance, doesn't it? So soul colors and elements are all part of the same vibration. All right. Well, I think that I need to wrap up. Honor your time, honor the fact that we've been together for an hour. I really hope that I get to be with you again on Wednesday to explore ways that you can enhance your intuition. Deep inside you, deep inside each of us, is an amazing wisdom, an amazing wisdom. And I want you to be able to befriend that wisdom so that in every situation, it can help guide you. That's what we're going to be exploring more about on Wednesday. All right. Thank you to all of you. I see so many comments coming in, and many blessings to each of you. And wow, we've got equinox energy this week as well. So when we're together on Wednesday, we're going to be working in that amazing balance and stillness of the equinox. All right, big thanks to Alison, Jen, Jenny, and all of the team that helped to facilitate this great time with you, and I very much look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. Bye-bye.